Welcome back to Studio Sample Mark I Female Tank Diorama. Back on the tank diorama bandwagon again, and it's time for the original, the progenitor, where all this tank business began, the British Mark I Female. I say female as, interestingly, this vehicle came in two distinct variants, each of which are actually able to be made in this Airfix box, the Quad Vickers machine gun equipped female or the twin 6-pounder toting male. The Mark I's arrived on the battlefields of Europe in 1916 and featured that classic lozenge shape and had a huge impact in breaking the murderous trench warfare that had literally ground down a generation of young men on all sides. They were basically infantry support tanks, with the females intended to work in consort with the males and protect the artillery gun armed male variants from massed troop counter charges. They were first used in combat by the British in September 1916 at the Battle of Flers-Courcelette, itself serving as part of the Battle of the Somme, which saw more than 95,000 British soldiers KIA or missing in just 4 months of combat. But perhaps the best prose written about the immense impact the tank had on warfare can be found from British historian Basil Liddell Hart in his A History of the First World War, first published nearly 100 years ago. On September 15, 1916, a new instrument of war received its baptism of fire and helped to make the British attack on that day one of the landmarks of the Somme offensive. It was one of the few attacks that did not require a magnifying glass to detect its progress, but far more significant, it cast a shadow over the whole future of the war. For this new instrument, the tank, changed the face of war by substituting motor power for a man's legs as a means of movement on the battlefield, and by reviving the use of armour as a substitute for his skin or for earth scrapings as a means of protection. Hitherto, he could not fire if he wished to move. He could not move if he wished for cover. But September the 15th, 1916, saw the simultaneous combination in one agent of firepower, movement and protection, an advantage until then enjoyed in modern warfare only by those who fought on the sea. So that's the tank made, which wasn't too bad really. I spilt a little more superglue than I would have liked, but that's the way it goes when you try to duct tape up a broken seal. This Airfix Classic kit is, again, very nice. Enough detail to keep a passing gaze for a minute or so, and not too big a project to scare off the likes of myself. The paint scheme suggested in the box, though, I thought was somewhat fanciful, with the camo stripes and swirls. By accounts, if camouflage was used, it was quickly covered up by the grime and the mud of the Western Front, which is why I've gone for a very khaki-ish colour, supplemented, of course, with a liberal coating of washes. And just before I leave you to the final reveal, can I just say thanks to everyone for sticking around. Please do like, comment, or subscribe if you feel like it. It helps the channel an awful lot.